Brands are faring interestingly right now with diversity, equity, and inclusion. We all know that this is an interesting time. I'm using that word a lot because I don't know what other word to use, frankly. I'm mindful that it's not easy, it's complex. Not because diversity is complex or equity or inclusion, but because I think the meaning surrounding those things have shifted so significantly, and brands want to be very thoughtful on how they engage. And I will say there's fear. People are fearful. I was on a great panel yesterday that really inspired me with Mastercard and Panasonic and Microsoft, saying that to be inclusive requires a level of bravery. To innovate in your business and know that you might get backlash or you might get pushback. It requires a level of thoughtfulness, a level of teamwork, a level of thinking through the difficulties of getting something like Yumi that was launched with Panasonic yesterday through. There's a lot of failing that happens when you're trying to be diverse and think about your audiences in a meaningful way, but it can happen. And I encourage companies to keep trying.
So how do you see technology like Gen AI fitting into this equation?
You know, I was at the Delta keynote yesterday at the Sphere, and so much of the experience centered on AI. And one of the things that I loved is they're talking about AI as a tool to really personalize. You know, when I anticipate your needs, you feel like I care about you. When I communicate with you in a way that is authentic to you, you feel seen and heard. You feel safe to communicate. If we can leverage AI to enhance those human connections and experiences, if marketers and advertisers can tap into that, I think we're going to be really good. I think as much as we want convenience, we're starting to crave personalization and connection and community. And I see AI going more towards that, especially after this year at CES.
Right, and a lot of marketers are leaning into something like creative intelligence.
Right.
How are they using it? How are you seeing it being leveraged?
You know, I will look at our creatives. You know, you can use creative intelligence in a way to unlock new frontiers in your brain. I see a real co-pilot relationship. You know, creativity takes time. And so what we love about the technology is the ease of the time. It speeds it up, but it doesn't take away the integrity and the beauty and the layers of really unpacking human emotion and getting that in the creative and getting that in the advertisement. So I see us utilizing creative intelligence to go to new frontiers, to test and learn, to speed up the process, but not take away from the connection and authenticity of it.
So have you seen any examples of where creative intelligence has challenged the notion of representation or diversity?
I have seen, really thankfully, examples where creatives have leveraged AI to help fuel the creative process, but have still intervened and put their own thoughts and their own experiences in the middle. We had a particular client that was working with one of our agencies, and they were working on a campaign, and the creative team presented a few options for a hairstyle. And we're going to talk about XR, so I'm really excited about that. And the hairstyle, the client was a little nervous about presenting it to the audience because they thought, I'm not sure, it's a little edgy. And the creative team came back and said, for the audience that you want to reach, this is a hairstyle that they love, that this is going to feel familiar, it's going to feel authentic, and guess what? They use data to inform that, which AI helps us get to much faster. So I see it mirroring in that way. I don't know that AI would have been able to tell our client what that creative could have told them, which is why I think this working together and having the creativity fueled by the data is important, but the creative process can never lose the people.
Is there a technology or innovation you're excited about in the year ahead?
You know, I have not walked the floor yet, so I wish I could give you some. I haven't walked the floor, so there's stuff I would love to be able to say. I'm going to go today. But after hearing and seeing what I did at the Sphere, I'm just excited about more personalization. Like, I know that we are in Jetsons territory. I get that. We might have self-flying cars and all these other things very soon. But if it's going to make me have the time for the things that matter most to me, more connection with my family, my friends, really enjoying my travel experience, really taking the parts of my life that are hard to figure out and do. Those are the technologies and the experiences and the products that I'm looking forward to. Also, when I was here at CES last year, I was blown away by the accessibility advancements. I am seeing more and more companies think about accessibility, whether it's you're hard of hearing or hard of sight, or you just broke your foot. There are more people thinking about the process of making comfortable just experiencing life, and the accessibility frontier is what I'm really excited about.